it just turned into this side. I'm like, I have to, okay, like really, really commit. Cause like you can write something down and not fully be there. But I just realized the huge difference. And again, I also realized how simple it is. Once you fully decide, you just have to fully decide. That's it. It's so simple.
It is that simple. What is it is that simple where we just have to decide and commit. And it's like this, there's so much power in that energy of the deciding. And it's when we're in indecision is when it's like we're like half in, half in. It's like, okay, it's like, no, I want to do this, but I also have this coming from reality. It's like, that's not a full decision, right? It's like you feel like, no, like I do want this. But though anything coming up that is disharmonic to that, anything that's an objection, that's not with that decision, it's not a full decision. It's not a full committed choice. So yeah, there's like so much power in seeing that. And we're actually going to be going over a lot more of integrating that specifically today and equipping you with some tools. I'm going to be going over some shadow and light archetypes so you guys can be more aware of what these little voices come in and sound like that try to talk you out of making decisions and talk you out of being in your power. So you're going to get more awareness around like what these shadow archetypes are. So like whenever they do come in and they come in and like whisper within you and it sounds like your voice, it sounds like you, you're going to be very much going to be able to be like, oh my gosh, that is the saboteur, or that is the victim in me, or like this. So we're going to go over all of this just to help like integrate all of that within you guys, so you guys can bring even more awareness to as you navigate this reality, just with more awareness and gentleness and compassion on yourself, but just more tools. So as you go about your reality, you're going to be able to just really understand like what's popping into your reality and why, and yeah, how to up level and quantum leap. That's what today's call is all about.
Nice.
So
necessary.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, you guys all did a major quantum leap just by joining this container, you know, depending on like what level that leap was for you. Some of you guys, this was a really big one. Like maybe the first time really investing this kind of money in yourself to really call yourself forward. That's a big quantum leap. So we're holding you guys through this and we're all leaping together. And of course, don't worry, like as I teach this stuff, I'm leaping right there with you guys with stuff that's popping into my reality as well. And it's always just a chance to call myself forward as well. So we're all in this together. And yeah, it's 10:05 here. So I'd love for us just to ground in together, and anyone that hops on can hop on just so we can get started. And I honor your guys' time. So when you guys
can I just say something?
Yeah.
And this has to do with the question that I was asking Juan on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
That he asked me for an example.
Mm-hmm.
And this had to do with my cheat codes. So one of the cheat codes that I chose was be the example. Mm-hmm. So reacting in a way that I would like the other to react. That was kind of what I was focusing on. And I found that obviously I just wanted to react through love. So act and do everything through love. Mm-hmm. And I managed to do that with everything and everyone, but my mother, for example. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because there's like a lot of like past and barriers. So every time that, even if I was aware of what was happening and of the reaction that I was having at that exact moment, I wasn't reacting with love, although that was my cheat code. I'm aware that I have to do it and how I have to do it and that I have it inside, but it's not happening in that moment. So is there any tool that I could use? This is kind of what I was asking Juan yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, like that's what family does. Like the people that are closest to us can sometimes bring us the biggest activations and the biggest triggers. And the thing when it comes to family is that we have such history with reacting the same way over and over again. So we're going up against like even stronger programming, specifically bringing awareness around family. So that means you just need to bring even more awareness to when you are going to have these conversations with her, to really step out of your body and be the observer and slow down, take the breath. And if you're able to observe the conversation rather than being so in it and being activated by it, and you can really just observe her with unconditional love. And we did a little bit of this work last week. But another thing that I do, I'm trying to see if like when it would be a good time if I can incorporate this exercise in one of my teachings, but really going back and like looking at our parents, specifically our parents, and seeing them as their inner child too, and seeing like they are their inner child who has their own traumas, who had their own upbringing that we don't even fully even know or understand what they're carrying. And when we're able to really look at our parents, not as our parents, but as other humans just like us, other wounded inner children just like us, we're able to have a little bit more compassion on them and a little bit more patience on them, especially with all of you guys. You guys are all like evolving light workers who are activating more consciousness in your body. And our parents, the ones who came before us, you know, they are spirits of light as well. They just grew up with even more intense programming, even more intense than the matrix. So how can we have even more compassion for them with the upbringing that they have, the stories that they have, the traumas that they might have experienced? And now that we are the ones leading by example, right? We're carrying more consciousness in our being, so we can slow down and be even more aware and be even more loving and be more patient for our parents and our elders, the ones who've had to go through even more hardships too, just because they were so much more in the density. Yeah. So if I'm able to incorporate that guided journey in one of these teachings, I definitely will. So thank you for sharing that.
That would be great.
Awesome.
I'll also do it, but that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Bianca is saying same with her. It's one of her biggest struggles right now. Like, and so like just wanting to acknowledge the power of sharing, knowing like, hey, I'm not alone. Like we start realizing like we are all kind of navigating very similar things. So we can reach out for support and hold each other accountable. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone told me about this Buddhist teaching that there is, and it's like, if you believe you're so evolved and you've grown so much, go and see your family and be with them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then you'll see how evolved you are, and if you're really like, because that's where all the triggers come.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like, I know Ram Dass has a quote where it's like, you think you're spiritual, go spend a week with your family or something. Yeah, I think it's similar. That one definitely rang true when it came going home for the holidays, where I think everyone was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's real, but it's good to read that because it's true, and it means that we're more aware of where to place our energy and where to like.
Yeah, just another level of compassion, another level of unconditional love.
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome, you guys. So we're going to ground in and then start today's call. So just take a moment if you just want to settle down and close your eyes. When you're ready, you just start to settle down inside of your body. And let's take a slow inhale in through your nose, filling all the way up. Hold it at the very top. And a slow and controlled exhale out. Slowly, slowly releasing the air from your body. Take another slow inhale in through your nose. Hold it at the top. And a slow exhale out. Just releasing the air and just feeling your body just quiet down, just releasing your morning, your day. Bringing all awareness inside of your body. Let's take one more slow inhale in through your nose. Release. It's coming to stillness inside of you. And let's bring all of our awareness right now to our heart center. And let's take a breath from our heart. Slow inhale, feeling your heart open and expand. And fall with all of your awareness in your heart space. Let's just imagine a beautiful white light just shining through. Starts to fill up your body with this beautiful, healing, white, pure light. It starts to fill up your body. You feel at peace. You feel in gratitude. You feel unconditional love for yourself, for showing up again and again and again to do this work. Just taking this moment to honor yourself for being here and doing this deep work. You could be doing anything else. You could be anywhere else right now, but you are choosing right here, right now to go within, to look within, to better yourself so that you can shine your light out even brighter. I honor you. And let's take this moment to extend this beautiful white light out to everyone here in this group, all across the world, connecting our hearts with this beautiful white light, weaving a web around the planet right now, a beautiful white light. As we're connecting our hearts, we are also just wrapping this planet in unconditional love, compassion, and grace. We are all doing our absolute best right now during this time, sending that love out and feeling it come right back to you from everyone here in this group, all your brothers and sisters all around the world. Although we are not in the physical, we are all connected energetically right now, syncing up our energies to do this work together, being so much more powerful when we do this work together. Taking this time now, if you want to call in your guides, your angels, your ancestors, whatever higher powers resonate with you, that you would like to be by your side, a part of this, as we honor and hold all of you here for the highest good of all. Calling them and inviting them in even closer to this space, to surround you, put hands on you. So you feel that support, you feel how held you are in the non-physical and in the physical. Calling forth the guidance and clarity and confirmation that you are seeking right here, right now, at this time. May it integrate deep within your DNA, within every cell of your being. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's take another slow inhale in through your nose. Release. You feel more energy come back into your body, gratitude and love. Maybe with another little smile on your face. Let's take another inhale. And release. Coming back to your space. Opening your eyes when you are ready. Welcome back. Beautiful. Thank you all. So last week, I equipped you all with some cheat codes that you can choose from and integrate into your everyday life. And I encourage you to, if you want to, just keep going back and rewatching that first video. How I work a lot with groups is I give a lot in the first call. I try to set you up with full-on success in the first call with a lot of information that at any point you can go back to the first call, because we're going to be pulling from the information from the first call and integrating it throughout the whole program. So I wanted to really equip you all with these cheat codes that you can use in your everyday life. And I know that you've practiced one this past week, So I encourage you to go back and choose another one for you to really start integrating. One that maybe doesn't come super easy for you, one that you would like to bring more awareness to and more mindfulness to, so that you can really start integrating that now. So going back and looking at the cheat codes. Can you guys hear me okay? I saw that there was a little unstable. Okay. So going back and looking at the cheat codes, and then also too being aware of the two limiting beliefs that we're all holding at the core, right? The self-doubt and the fear of being seen. So having awareness around these things, we're already halfway there, right? We have awareness. Okay, whatever negative self-talk that's coming up that's making me doubt myself, that is not me. That is not who I am. That's a program. It's a program that I get to bring awareness to and reclaim my power back from, right? We have that other limiting belief, the fear of being seen. And having more awareness around that whenever you're feeling like, okay, who am I to do this? Or I don't want to step out and do this, right? Or speak this way. That's just like, okay, that's not who I am. That's a program. What can I do to reclaim my power back from that? I'm going to speak up. I'm going to speak my truth, or I'm going to put myself out there in a bigger way, right? These are all ways on how you can really integrate and heal these limiting beliefs. And I equipped you with some tools that you can use on how to reclaim your power back from it. And so you can go back and just review that at any time. And we're going to be using those tools and these cheat codes and pulling them throughout this course as well. So today we are talking about what a quantum leap is, how to do it, and understanding your shadow and light archetypes to support you as you leap. So I'll be going over that. Let me pull it up. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. So we have the quantum leap, aka up-leveling your life. So what is a quantum leap? So a quantum leap, this is what I call it, right? This is very much like the term that I use, but essentially what a quantum leap is, it's up-leveling your life to a higher frequency that is more in alignment with your soul's path. That's more in alignment with who you truly are, which is an infinite light being that is worthy, abundant, free, whole, friendly reminders we sometimes forget down here. And what a quantum leap is that you are energetically freeing yourself from something that's been holding you in the same place. So when you take this leap with the intention of freeing yourself even more, and doing so as you take this leap, it's resulting in up-leveling your life to where you start seeing the direct reflection and the confirmation of this up-leveling in your reality. So for example, a major life-changing quantum leap that I took over a year ago is I actually left a 10-year relationship, 5-year marriage. It wasn't in alignment anymore. And also in that, I also left a very successful wedding planning flower business that I started in California and Los Angeles. So essentially, I basically left my entire former life behind. And that's what I call, that's a major quantum leap, where it's like I left my business and my relationship all at the same time. But in doing so, my entire life completely changed into the life that I've always wanted to create. I started traveling the world. I started being of service, really speaking my truth and helping other light workers step into their power. Like, this is like what I'm here to do, at least right here, right now, that I'm feeling so called and in my alignment, in my soul's purpose to do. And it really took me, though, completely leaving my former life, doing the thing that was the scariest thing I've ever had to do. So that was a major quantum leap. That's an example. Another example is a few months ago, I was going through just some activations when it comes to my body and my personal appearance. Right after COVID started, my whole body like blew up in size. Like, I've never seen my body look like this before. I just started retaining so much water, so much weight, and it was correlating to a lot of things, but I was feeling just really a lot of insecurities when it comes to my body. And it was just constantly popping into my reality, being activated and triggered every time I looked in the mirror, and things like that, to where in order to free myself from that, I literally went to Instagram and I posted a picture of myself in a yellow bikini, like one of those before pictures where it's like, us ladies, we can kind of like pose certain ways, we can suck in certain ways, right? But no, this one I was just like, this is me right now, this is what I look like right now. And I did it with the pure intention just to free myself from it, because for me that was my version of fear of being seen. And when I posted that photo, it was my version. It was very nerve-wracking for me to do that, but I did it with the intention just to free myself from this attachment that I had to how my body needed to look a certain way. So in doing so, it's like we're not leaping for other people's validation or anything like that. I was just doing that to free myself from it. And for me, that was me coming out as being another level of being seen, fully seen, very vulnerably. And in doing so, that was a quantum leap for me, posting that. It was me reprogramming the fear of being seen. And in doing so, the magnetism that I had, the resonance that I had in that post, it was so incredible. It was bringing me to tears, just seeing how other people were navigating the same things. I received even more clients reaching out to me that I was able to serve, just because they saw themselves in me, right? So that was where it's like, I didn't do that for that, but as a result of that magnetism, of that up leveling that I had, it started manifesting and confirming in my reality. Oh, you just quantum leaped looking at your life now. I felt even more free in my body. And because to me, I'm just like, well, everyone's seen what I've been hiding, so there's nothing more to hide, right? So thus just freeing myself even more. And another level of a quantum leap is, like I said, a lot of you, this was a quantum leap just joining this program. Maybe this is the first time you're investing in yourself. And in doing so, you're reprogramming money beliefs, right? So these are just different levels. And of course, the level of the leap is the level of the change in your reality. So like my big life-changing, big quantum leap of leaving my marriage and my business resulted in me traveling the world, meeting my soul family, doing what I love, right? The level of me posting that picture of me in my bikini resulted in people seeing themselves in me, and thus like me also getting even more clients that I'm able to serve in that way. And then two, you reprogramming yourself when it comes to maybe investing in yourself when it comes to money, freeing yourself from that. We're deactivating these triggers, we're deactivating these charges. And I talked about a little bit that in last week's video, and just being so aware of our activations, our triggers, things that carry this energetic charge. These are things that are holding power, that we have a chance to reclaim the power back. And this is all going, again, with this quantum leap is. So again, like I said, any area that's holding this energetic charge is an area that where you clear this charge, this activation, this trigger, you're freeing up more energetic space around you, thus making you more magnetic to what it is you are calling in. So that is essentially what a quantum leap is and the process of it. So how to quantum leap? Well, it's doing the thing that scares you. It's doing the thing that you might be resisting. And again, this could be something very big, something very major, or it could be something even, a little bit less. It's hard to compare. Everyone's quantum leap is different. You just have to look within inside of yourself as far as like, it's this thing. I'm sure there's something coming up within you right now where it's like, okay, this is something that I really want to do, but I'm really scared to do it, or I'm having resistance around doing it. So getting clear on your quantum leap. So this is the one thing that could be holding you back from your next level of abundance, your next level of love, your next level of fulfillment, or your manifestation that you might be calling through. So I have some journaling prompts for you guys that you guys can do now and do later. But this is just you getting curious on what exactly is your quantum leap, so you can get a little bit more clear on what that is. So what kind of life do you want to live? And what is holding you back from living this way now? That's going to help you get a little bit more clear. So what is the one thing that's holding you back from the kind of life that you want to live? That's probably the one thing that you could be doing, that you could lean into while you're supported to take that leap, and getting clear on what it is that you want to manifest. What do you want to free yourself from? Right? There could be something heavy that's weighing on you that you would just like to just relieve yourself from it. What is something you want to free yourself from? What is something that you might be resisting? What have you been resisting? Right? I know for me, when I was working a lot with my money beliefs, which we'll be going into next week, I was resisting a lot of like bank account, like Excel sheets, taxes, and stuff like that. Right? So getting curious as far as like what are things that you just like resist, that you don't want to do? And what is something that really scares you to do? It could be a conversation with somebody, you know, it could be you investing yourself in another way. It could be you moving. It could be you maybe leaving a relationship that you know is not fully serving you. So just getting curious on those. And something that we can do together is really allowing yourself just to purge out this fear within your mind, and ask yourself, like, okay, you're getting clear on what this thing is. What is the worst thing that's going to happen? What's the worst thing that could happen? And allowing yourself to actually go down that rabbit hole while you observe it. You allow your body to feel this fear, right? And it's like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen, right? But when you're able to observe it and not identify with it, and allow your subconscious mind to purge out the worst case scenario within you, just you're watching it actually leave your body. And you're able to see, like, okay, this is just a story that I'm making up that's trying to keep me from doing this, right? But half the time we don't even like really want to necessarily play out the worst case scenario. We just like want to avoid it and not even look at it, right? But like, let's actually give it presence and be like, okay, let's actually play out the worst thing that could happen. Let's observe it, and let's not identify with it. And let's look at this story that we're purely just creating. It is not real. And let's look at it and just not identify with it and watch it actually leave our body. So I'm going to check in with you guys. Is there a quantum leap that's coming up within you guys? Is there something where you're like, okay, this is actually something I need to do, that I'm feeling really called to do? Lou, do you want to share? I will unmute you. Hold on.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
So my mom, she sent me a message yesterday morning asking me if I could coach her, because I'm really into emotional intelligence and things like this. And she's quite sick right now, and she's realized that it's because she's not aligned with herself. And she asked me yesterday if I could do it. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. You know, I can do it with everyone,
yeah,
but I don't know about her, you know? So I think doing it would really break a lot of boundaries and really allow us to step up. And it's hard, but I think maybe it's really worth it.
Okay. All right. So let's right now, let's hold some space for Lou. And if you'd like, let's play out the worst case scenario. So let's like allow you to actually go there. So if you want to just like close your eyes, and what you guys can do too, if you guys are getting clear on like what this is for you, let's take a moment and let's actually let's close our eyes and drop in and hold space for this. So let's take a clearing breath in and through your nose and release. And we're calling forward maybe something that we are resisting, something that we're scared to do within us. And let's have a chance just to allow our unconscious part of us. This is the part of us that holds our stories, our programs that are not us. Let's allow it though, just to play out the worst thing that could happen. You can just keep asking yourself, and then what would happen? And if this happens, that means this is going to happen. Allowing your body to feel this, but also being the observer where you're able to witness this worst case scenario just purging out of you. And as you're saying it, it's leaving your body. So don't judge it. Let's just look at it. These stories within us just want to leave. And sometimes it has to be felt inside of our body in the physical way for it to be released. So just being in the worst case scenario, feeling it. Keep going. Then what would happen? Go all the way down to the worst part, to the core of this. And as you're feeling this, it's moving out of you. As you're feeling this, it's leaving you. As you're feeling these feelings inside of you, it's leaving your body now. You're freeing yourself from it right now, already. Let's take a deep inhale together. Releasing with some noise, clearing it out, clearing it out, clearing it out. Let's take another deep inhale together. Release with some noise. If you need to move your body at all, as you move this energy out of you, feel free. Allowing yourself just to release that worst case scenario, right? We just went down it. We just lived it. We're letting it go now out of our body. Freeing yourself from it. Remembering that that is just a made-up story that's just trying to keep you where you are. These stories are not us. We picked up these stories from our families, from media, from traumas. And how we can free ourselves from it is by showing ourselves that the other side of this is our freedom. So inviting you to come back into this space. And Lou, what came up for you?
The worst case scenario is that she would not be cured from the disease that she has right now, and she would die from it. Because of non-alignment, because of materialization of emotion, because of not understanding self and not being connected to herself. And I can help with that. So the worst case scenario, if I don't help, could be that.
Yeah. So you just allowed yourself to go through that and actually feel that, right? So just let's now just have the awareness that, okay, we just released that story. Okay? And let's come back to this present moment. Knowing that that is not going to happen.
For sure.
Yeah. And that now you have an opportunity to go through this fear, go through this thing that you are resisting, to free yourself from it and rewrite a new story. So we can hold space for these feelings. Thank you so much. Yeah. So brave, Nancy says. Yeah. And all feeling these feelings is bravery. That's what we've been resisting our whole life, is from feeling. feeling these negative emotions. So what we do is we avoid them, we suppress them deep inside of our bodies, and they fester and they create even more stories within us, stories on stories on stories, until we reach a point when we're just like, okay, no more, no more. This is the thing that's holding me back from my next level. It's time to go through it, just to free myself from it. Yeah.
All right.
You.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you are able to do use these techniques. Like, these are techniques that you guys can use in any point of your life. You know, if you're feeling like you're resisting something, like, okay, I'm going to hold space for myself to actually play out the worst thing that's going to happen. I'm not going to identify with it, but I'm going to allow this unconscious story to come out and be felt and to be purged. These unconscious feelings and these stories just want to be felt. They just want to be seen. They just want to be heard. They want to leave our bodies. So let's allow it to leave our bodies. So I'm going to go back. So again, visualizing what's the worst thing that could happen and observing your mind, allowing your body to feel it, but not identifying with it, and allowing your subconscious mind to purge out the worst case scenario and watch it leave your body. This is just a made up story that is trying to keep you where you are. And you can come back to your alignment now. So Lou, talking you back, just coming back to your alignment. And all of you, after doing that, let's come back. Let's take a breath. Release. And let's just remember who you are. You are an extension from the divine, here having this human experience. You're here to feel, you're here to learn, you're here to grow, you're here to experience and create. You are infinite, you are whole, you are worthy, you are safe, you are loved, you're supported, and you are so brave. And you are bigger than your fears. So you can reclaim your power back from these fears. You can say, I reclaim my power back now from this. I feel my power coming back within my being. I feel it surging back within my being, and I feel myself expanding back more into who I really am. I am bigger than this leap. I am bigger than this fear. I'm going to take this leap with the intention of freeing myself from it. Knowing that the other side of this fear is your freedom. So getting curious, what is your quantum leap? And right now, you all have an opportunity to take a leap while you're in this container, while you're supported and held as a group. When better to take a leap than when you are surrounded by powerful, powerful souls. You can reach out at any time as you navigate this time, as you take this leap. You have the accountability, you have the support from the group and from teachers here. So this is just an opportunity for you to do this during this month, you know, and this also goes along with Juana's teaching too, of creating the impossible, making the impossible possible, right? But this leap might be the thing that makes the impossible possible. So these are some tools that you can use in correlation to Juan's class too. You have something you want to do that's impossible. Well, maybe you need to take this leap, and then it will be possible. So getting curious of what this is, sharing with the group. You can do it here in the chat if you're feeling really called, you have that clarity of what that is. I have a feeling when you're listening to this, you know what your quantum leap is. We always know it's holding it within us. There's some part of us that we might be resisting this charge that we're holding on to, where we know if we freed ourselves from it, our life would change in some way. So feel free if you want to share it in the chat, and I also encourage you to share it with the group. And again, like Leanne and I were talking about at the very beginning, committing and deciding. upon this? And what is your action in this leap? You know? And sometimes too, like, let's say, for example, like you're a workaholic, right? All you do is work, 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 work. Your leap could be literally not doing anything for a week. Your leap could look like you doing the most uncomfortable thing that you wouldn't normally do. And that might be actually going into nature for a week and reprogramming yourself to not do so much. So when I say commit and decide upon your action, it's committing and deciding upon doing the thing you're resisting, the thing that's the hardest for you while you're in this container, just to reprogram yourself from it while you're held here. So checking back in. Beautiful. Yes. Bianca, we might see you in the physical here in November. Amazing. So I just want to check in with you guys. Does anyone have anything coming up that they want to share before I dive into how we can navigate this a little bit more? Does anyone have any questions? We'll open up questions again at the end, but just want to check in with you guys. Good.
I'll share.
Hey, Cindy.
My quantum leap is to really become the actor that I really want to become. And every day I wake up, I get aligned actions of, oh, Cindy, today would be really great if you do X, Y, and Z. But just that fear of, I go down a rabbit hole and I don't come out of it. I just think of the worst possible scenario and not let go of it. But now it's just like, it's okay to go down that rabbit hole, but just knowing that the most important thing is just to release it, because those are just stories. And along with, fear of being seen and everything else, but yeah. I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll plant a little seed and invitation for you, Cindy. If you can do a monologue at any time. You can do a monologue in your room, mm-hmm. and you can post it and share it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it could even be fun, mm-hmm. Like I just got this vision of you doing monologues about like quarantine or like light workers or like, like kind of you can have fun with it, right? Like a spiritual person navigating quarantine. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like what if you just start filming like short little monologues and posting it, yeah. Just to free yourself from it, just to start putting yourself out there, just to start practice being the amazing actress you are, mm-hmm. right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
So you see here where it's like, if you have a question about your quantum leap, like I love helping people come up with what that might look like, right? So if you have a question at the end where you're like, okay, I want to do this, what might that look like? Cindy, that's just an invitation for you. Feel into that. Does that scare you, right? Like, does that make you nervous? Is that something you're resisting? Is actually like, what if you filmed yourself doing a monologue and posting it? Like how much more free you would be. You'd be like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm an actress now. Like I am my best actress. Like, and I'm learning and I'm putting myself out there, right? And you like ripped off the Band-Aid, right? That's kind of like a quantum leap is, okay, doing the thing that's really scary, doing the thing that's been on my mind to do and actually doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like a cast, not even a Band-Aid. It's like cool. A cast.
Cast. You are ready to go.
Yes, thank you.
Amazing. And we have some other people sharing. Nancy's quantum leap is reclaiming my power no matter what. My action is to stand in my power and create my own world second by second. Yes, Nancy. So how to really integrate that would be, I think Lou might have was answering Nancy's, like bringing even more mindfulness to that. And to Nancy, I would say, to me, I've noticed really practicing being very present requires me to slow down. We are quantum beings, so we're able to do like a million things at once, right? Like we're seeing, we're hearing, we're looking, we're feeling, we're doing things. And on top of that, I'm looking at my computer, I'm hearing the water behind me. Like we can do so many things all at the same time. When we're able to slow down and narrow focus things to one thing, that's how we're really able to, that's like wizardry, you guys, how you're really able to create every second, manifest instantly, second by second, when we're able to slow down, bring all focus to what it is that we're doing, rather than scattering ourselves all over, right? We have our phone open, we have a computer open, we're listening to music, we're doing this, we're trying, right? It's like we're scattering our energy out. So I'd say for you, Nancy, it'd be really great if you're able to really slow down, be very present, right? Where it's like, I'm going to drink my water. This is me drinking my water, feeling the water go down inside of me, putting the cap back on, putting it back down, tuning into the group, being present. You guys, I did one day navigating myself like that. The amount of downloads I received by going literally in slow motion and bringing intention and presence to everything, it rewired my brain that day and really unlocked so many downloads about the power of being present. So that's an invitation for you guys. And yeah, Leanne, you're doing some work with your body, reprogramming stories around food and body dysmorphia. So also too, I'd say like, if since you're doing these fasts, just like, can you incorporate just a self-love routine where you are just like maybe using your favorite smelling lotion, right? Like how Juan was talking about blissizing, bringing in all the scents, right? Can you use a beautiful lotion that's a scent that just makes you feel so loved? And as you put it on your body, you're just like, oh my gosh, I love you, body. I'm so sorry, body. I'm so sorry that I might have spoke negatively about you. Like, you're so beautiful. Look at what you do. And just really slowing down and being present with your body, right? Same with you, Nancy, too, freeing yourself from an eating disorder and unhealthy society programming around your body. Yeah, like a lot of us women, I know a lot of women, we're doing a lot of work when it comes to reprogramming ourselves around our attachment to our appearance, you know? So, but also too, it's just like, can we just be even more gentle to ourselves and love ourselves, working with the mirror, doing mirror work, you know, lessening the charge that we might have around when we look at ourselves in the mirror, but really seeing the beauty. This is for all of us, even men too. You men too. We can do this work. We all have it too. And it was actually too, through me sharing that post that I did of me in the nice swimsuit, men were coming to me saying, I'm navigating this as well. And it's probably even harder for men to come out and talk about it because they're probably like, oh, like that's like a woman thing, right? Like, no, we're all purging these programs around attachment to our appearance, all of us together. Yeah. So I take that back about just women. It's all of us. We're all doing this work together. Yeah. So amazing. Yeah. Slowing down in your head. Yeah. I love it. Awesome, you guys. So I'm now going to share some tools with you guys on how you can bring even more awareness and consciousness to as you navigate this leap, right? So what's going to happen now is like, okay, you decided on your leap. You decided, right? You shared it. Okay, I'm going to take this leap. And our shadow archetypes might be coming up to stop us from doing it or to talk us out of doing it. Or after we do it, things are going to pop into our reality to make sure that we're going to be able to hold this new frequency. Okay? So I'm going to go over that so you have even more awareness around it. We're going to talk about integrating the shadow. So these shadow parts of us, we always want to be like, oh my gosh, like kill the ego. I want to get rid of this old limiting belief. Let's get rid of these things. But it's all about integrating it within our being. And it's all about like, okay, it's here. Not all of it is bad. You know, like Juan talked about this too in his class, like, you know, the feeling of like fight or flight, right? Like we need some of these things within us. So it's all about integrating it within our being. So to me, there are 4 pillars. I want you to almost look at these things as pillars, right? And each pillar has a shadow side and it has a light side, okay? So we have one pillar. The shadow side is the prostitute and the light side is the lover. There'll be another pillar. The shadow side is the child and the light side is the sovereign king or queen. We have another pillar of the victim is the shadow and the warrior is the light. And we have another pillar that's the saboteur and the light version of that is the magician. We're going to go over this. So just wanting to give a little warning before we dive into the shadow. This work can be very activating for people, but what a gift to see these activations come up just so you can now reclaim your power back from it. So as I go over these examples, you might be activated in a way of like, oh my gosh, that sounds like me. Oh my gosh, I say that. So let's be present with anything that's coming up for you as we go over this. And I just want you to observe what's coming up with unconditional love. Don't judge yourself. We're bringing more awareness to things that we might say, things that we might do, but let's just observe it. We're bringing awareness to it. We can reclaim our power back from it, and we can have unconditional love for ourselves and be gentle on ourselves during this time. So pillar 1, we have the prostitute and the lover, right? You're like, the prostitute, what is that, right? So the prostitute energy is an energy whose values are negotiable. I will sacrifice and I will negotiate my boundaries, my values to feel safe. I will sacrifice myself to feel safe, to feel loved. So my values are negotiable. I can't afford this. I'm not worthy. I'm so scared of rejection. I live in scarcity, or I have that hustle mindset. Allowing anything to come in between your truth for safety and security. No boundaries. They are a negotiator. They are a people pleaser. They are conditional, and they care what other people think. So just getting curious, where might have you sacrificed yourself, negotiated yourself, sold your soul in return for safety, security, and approval? And bringing awareness to this, but let's have love for this part of us. We're not judging this part of us. We're just bringing more awareness. We all have these within us. So going to the light version of this, right? The opposite of this energy is the lover. The lover is the part of you that will not negotiate your values and say, I will afford to do this. And it makes decisions based on value, not cost. It knows your worth and is never for sale. It is a king or queen. It's in your flow state and allows nothing to come between your truth, because you know your truth is actually your true security. And it is the standard bearer. It is the investor of yourself. So just getting curious within you, what would your life be like if today you didn't negotiate your values or your desires? And I'm going to drop us in to help us really integrate this within our being. So I invite you guys to close your eyes. And let's take a breath in. Let's take a clearing breath in and through your nose. And release. And I want you to visualize in front of you this energy of the prostitute. And this version of you might be wearing a crown on its head. And I want you to hold the frequency as the lover within you. And I want you to visually be taking this crown off of the prostitute and crowning yourself as the lover. And you can say this within you. You can say this out loud in your space. So as you're doing this, I want you to say, I know my values. Again, inviting you can say this out loud. I know my values. I will not negotiate or dishonor myself anymore from this place forward. I commit to honoring myself, remembering my worth, and will do whatever it takes to honor my truth, my values, and my desires. I crown myself as the lover. And see this crown coming upon your head and feel yourself rise as the lover inside of you. Let's take another inhale and through your nose. And release. Coming back as the lover that you are. As we move on to the next pillar of the child and the sovereign. So the child, you've now given yourself permission to dream as the lover, right? In the prostitute energy, you're negotiating your dreams. You've crowned yourself as the lover. So now the child is holding a dream, but it's waiting for someone else to make your dreams come true. And it's saying things like, who am I to do this? I don't even know who I am. I don't even know my passions are. I don't even know, right? It needs fairness in its life, and it expects a fair life. So if something is unfair, that is unfair, right? It's always looking for things to be fair. And it's always looking for permission. It's always asking for permission before you do something. So just getting curious in yourself, what circumstances might have you given up on your dreams? And what circumstances might you give up on your dreams and your truth to where you're just going to give up? Right? The child energy is like, it's like almost like the princess too. It's like, I'm waiting for this person to come and make my dreams come true, right? But no, we're no longer the princess or the prince. We are going to crown ourselves as the sovereign king and queen. And that energy takes responsibilities for the child's dream to come true. So we have our inner child, right? We have maybe that inner princess or inner prince, like our inner child, right? Who has these amazing dreams. But as the sovereign king and queen, we can hold that space for our child. And we can say, it is not your responsibility to make your dreams come true. I'm going to make my dreams come true. And it decides, it decrees. I know exactly who I am. This is my dream. I value my dream. I am living my dream. It's unconcerned of what's fair or allowed. Takes action. So what would your life look like if you didn't put security or truth over your integrity? So I'm going to drop us in again to integrate this within us. And close your eyes. And you can visualize the child in front of you who is wearing this crown that is running the show. But you are the sovereign king and queen within you, the divine feminine, the divine masculine within your being. And you can repeat after me to integrate this within your being. I commit to valuing what I value. I commit to valuing what I desire, no matter the cost. I'm going to make those dreams come true. Now that I'm allowing myself to value this dream, I am also committing to making this dream come true. So taking the crown from the child and crowning yourself, you can say to your child, you can say to yourself, this is no longer your responsibility. It's now mine. I now step into my role as my own sovereign king and queen. I'm taking the power away from my child archetype. And I'm no longer going to let my child archetype run my life. I crown myself as the sovereign king and queen. And feel this crown activate your body as you embody this version of you. You might stand a little taller. You might have a cape on your back. Whatever that is that you feel, that royalty, that sovereignty within you. Let's take a clearing breath in and release. So we move on to the next pillar, which is the victim and the warrior. So you now are sovereign. You've crowned yourself in that way. But then you might have little stories that come up that's saying, I can't. This situation outside of me, this isn't me. No, this is my dream. I'm doing whatever it is that I can to do this, but I can't because of XYZ. Oh, because of all these outside circumstances that are outside of my power, right? That's the victim energy. The victim is that effect of their life. They're always just being reactive to what's coming into their reality. And it doesn't set boundaries. It has very leaky boundaries. It doesn't even ask for support. It doesn't even want support. It's just in this victim energy. So just getting curious of where in your life do you sound like this? We all hold all of these things, but just getting curious and bringing more awareness to this, right? And the warrior comes through, right? The warrior, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to fight for, stand for, and protect what I love. It is that cause in its life, creates its reality, it sets boundaries, it has strong will. It's adaptable too, and it's compassionate. And it is the source of all resources. there was this quote from Tony Robbins that said, he was interviewing like all of these like multimillionaires who had all these ideas, and he asked all of them, you know, why didn't this happen? Why didn't this actually manifest? And they said, oh, it was lacking this resource or that, right? But realizing that you are the source of all of your resourcefulness. That is the warrior energy. Because if you want something bad enough, and Juan was talking about this too, how bad do you want it? You will find a way to make it happen. And that's what the warrior does. So how would it feel to always do whatever it takes to rally and support and make your life reflect your most authentic and fearless self? The warrior too also rallies. It activates and empowers others. So dropping us in to integrate this, you can close your eyes. And let's take a breath in and release. You're seeing this victim in front of you who's maybe trying to hold a shield, trying to hold a sword, but it's super heavy. Once you activate the lover and truly stand in the place of declaring your value and what you value and love, and once you are sovereign, the truth teller, you're committed to turning those concrete dreams and making them come true, then your warrior can come forward and it can stay, and you can repeat after me. I am the protecting energy, the fending off energy, the fighting and standing for energy, of declaring that I'm no longer at effect in my life. I am at cause in my life. I now crown my inner warrior. I now pass the shield and the sword from my victim to my warrior, taking that up from the victim. So seeing this, holding the shield, holding the sword, whatever it is that resonates with your warrior. Standing taller, standing in your strength and your power, feeling this in your body. Let's take a breath in and release. As you come back, moving on to the next pillar, the last pillar here. This last pillar, we have the saboteur and the magician. And the saboteur, the saboteur almost infiltrates all of the other pillars in a way, because the saboteur sounds very reasonable. It sounds very logical. It makes sense to our logical minds, and it sounds like you. And it gives and it demands reason. I need to know everything. I need to be able to see everything before I take this leap. And I need reasons, which are my excuses, essentially. It objects. Again, it needs to be able to see what's going to happen in order for me to do it, right? But that's not acting in faith. That's not us creating our reality. That's not us smiling first in the reflection. That's saying, oh, no, I need to see the smile first in the mirror before I smile. I need to see this future. I need to see this land that I'm going to buy. I need to see other people being able to do it. I need to see other people being able to fly, right? Breathe underwater before I can actually do it. And it says things like, oh, right now is not the right time. This isn't the right time. That would be super irresponsible of me. And it says things like, I don't know. And it's getting ready before it's willing to act. Oh, no, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to get ready. I'm getting ready to do that. Yeah, I'm getting ready. Well, I will do that soon, one day. And it constantly needs to be justified. It needs validation. And it's getting curious within yourself, where am I making excuses? And getting curious in what circumstances does the saboteur come in? Saboteur is so tricky. It sounds like you. It sounds so reasonable. It sounds so logical, right? But now shifting over to the magician knows that reason and logic has its limits. The magician navigates from its intuition, its knowing, its magic. It's this new earth navigating from this place. It decides from the gut feeling inside of them. It just knows. I know what I know. It doesn't need to see. It knows, I know what I know. And it understands, again, that reason has its limits. The magician plays, and it's creative. It's the master of time and space. And it doesn't need proof in order to act. And it's not concerned with appearing responsible, right? You guys are familiar with like the tarot, you have like the Fool, right? You're not concerned with appearing responsible, or it doesn't have to make sense. It's like, these are the biggest innovators of the planet. Like, can you imagine you know, when they're creating the internet, or like creating the computer, or like creating the first plane, like people would think they're out of their mind. They're in their magician. It's not concerned with what other people think. So it's getting curious, what would your life look like if you followed your inner guidance no matter what? So grounding us in to integrate this, you can close your eyes and let's take a breath. Release. So you can call forward the saboteur in front of you. You might be wearing a crown, maybe a gesture hat, I don't know. Saboteur is the tricky one. And you can say out loud to yourself, as the magician you are, I no longer require my life to be, no longer require my life to be, or look, or feel responsible. I now put my power with my magician to manifest my life. And to create something from nothing. I'm allowing my life to make no sense to me right now. And I'm allowing my life to make no sense to others. I am willing to live outside of my reasoning mind. I am willing to let play and creativity in. I pass the crown to my inner magician. I crown myself as the magician. Let's take a breath in and release. It's coming back. So the lover asserts and reclaims power by knowing what is truly valuable. The sovereign asserts and reclaims power through decrees. And the warrior through action and will. And the magician by calling forth from nothing. So, moving forward, having more awareness of these shadows that might be coming up, because these are the same shadows that are holding you back from taking this leap, whatever that leap is, right? So I wanted to equip you with awareness around these shadows, what they sound like. And I wanted to equip you with this crown, this sword, this shield, whatever it is that you need as you step into the light archetype as you take this leap. Because when you take this leap, these shadows are going to come in to try to first talk you out of from taking it. After you take the leap, the shadows might come up there to be like, oh, are you sure you can hold this new frequency? Are you sure you can hold this new level? So it's bringing awareness to these archetypes so you can navigate them. You know what they sound like now, and you know how you can activate the light archetype within you. So we're purging these shadows. We're releasing them from our bodies like we did in the first half. So you're first having awareness of the shadow. That's freedom. You're being aware. You're like, oh my gosh, that's the saboteur coming in. Or, oh my gosh, like, it's like the saboteur to me is like the trickiest one because it sounds so reasonable. We're all like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense, right? Or you have like the victim within you. Oh my gosh, well, I can't do it because X, Y, Z, right? So you have awareness around it, so you can reclaim your power back. This is that tool that I equipped you guys with in the first call, how you can reclaim your power back, free yourself from this energetic charge by doing the process of reclaiming your power back, the deeper understanding and awareness around it, and releasing the energetic charge, aka doing the uncomfortable thing, doing the quantum leap, just to reprogram it inside of you. And knowing that when this feeling comes up within you, you're purging it. So detach the story from it and just know, okay, this isn't me. This is just a story coming up right now. And as I'm feeling this story, it's leaving me. As I'm feeling this feeling, it's leaving my body. So don't always try to shift out of it, but just let it pass and just observe it and continue to be gentle on yourself as you navigate this. So just allowing yourself just to imagine. Can you imagine living your life as the lover, the sovereign, the warrior, the magician? What would your life look like if you were always navigating from this place? And just, this is just a rhetorical question because I'm going to answer it. What is the end goal of all of the shadow work? Why am I doing all this shadow work? Why am I doing all this deep, deep shadow work of feeling and doing the thing that scares me the most, doing the thing that I am most scared of, doing the thing that I'm resisting? The end goal is to free yourself over and over and over and over and over again. That's part of this game of us being here. The first half of our life, we gave our power away to everything because we had to buy into this reality. We have all of our programs within us. The second half of our life, which you are all in, is to now free ourselves from all of these programs, all of these stories, over and over and over again. And this work is not going to end while we're here. We're always going to have these activations that come up because they're stored deep within our DNA. But we're just going to get better at navigating it. We're going to get better at walking through the fires. The fires are going to be there in our life. But it's a matter of how are you going to walk through the fire? You're going to walk through it with being brave, or you're going to walk through it more empowered. You're going to walk through it because you're going to know how to walk through it. You have all your tools in your tool belt. You have all the things that you need. So you're not going to react as much. And you're now going to be able to help other people walk through fire too, because you've walked through it yourself. So, yes, you got this. Checking back in with you guys. Wanting to open this up now for any Q&A, any shares, anything that you guys want to maybe speak out and be witnessed. If you're unclear of your quantum leap, if I can help you maybe discover what that is. And to whoever's watching this on the replay, feel free to mention it in the group. Any way I can support you as you take this quantum leap. And again, the choice is yours. The pace is up to you. But you have an opportunity to take a quantum leap while you're in this container. While you have the support of each other, the teachers. Yeah. So feel free to unmute yourself. I'd love to hear from you. Any questions?
I'll share.
Okay.
I found myself, like, there was 4 categories, so to speak, like 25% each one. And I'm like, whoa. Like, at first, before you explained it, I was like, oh, okay, the victim. But then after each one, I was like, this all makes sense. Which is amazing, because then now my mind is, the awareness is there, and like, whoa. And I'm all about crowns. I have like 5 crowns in my room right now. So it's just like, just that visualization of just like passing the crown. It's just like, oh my goodness, I needed that. So amazing. I'm glad I'm aware and what to do. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I said it at the beginning of the slides where it's just like these words can be activating because you're like, oh my gosh, I say that. Oh my gosh, I say that. Oh my gosh, I do that. I've done that. I've been doing that like my whole life. Oh my gosh. And it can be very activating, right? But like exactly what Cindy said, like, oh my gosh, I have more awareness around it now. Thank you. rather than going down a spiral. We can choose to beat ourselves up about it, or we can be like, whoa, I have the awareness now moving forward, I'm crowned myself in these light archetypes, and I'm more aware of what these shadow archetypes sound like and how they navigate. Yeah, I want to open this up anymore. Any live shares from people who are here? Feel free.
I have something to share.
Yeah.
I had been like aware that I needed to change the way I view security, and rather than seeing security in material wealth, seeing security within myself. And it's been in the back of my mind, and I was aware that I had to do it, but I still didn't grasp how. And you just said the truth is your own security. Like you said something like that, and that is true. Like a house is security, obviously, but if that house goes, if it changes, like as long as your truth is secure, then that's the only security we need, really. You know. So thank you for giving that small glimpse. Like that one phrase was something that I've been looking for, like trying to figure out. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, all of these teachings, I promise you, go back and re-listen to them again and again. You're going to get more out of it every time. And even if you just went back and you watch these videos like months from now, a year from now, you're going to maybe pick up something that you didn't hear because you weren't like at the place to hear it, or you're navigating another place in your life where it's going to be more in resonance with that. Yeah. And this is all about us becoming sovereign, truly. And that's the truth, just like Lou was saying. Yeah. Any other questions or shares or comments? I have homework to do. I've been putting off and not really knowing how to do it, and I'm really inspired to do it and trusting I know the way now. Amazing, Nancy. Lou, your saboteur was transparent. Of course it was transparent. It just infiltrates all of the saboteur to me, can almost infiltrate all of the other pillars too. Yeah. Awesome. Anyone else with anything they want to share or just help integrate, or just any takeaways that they got, anything that was really impactful for them?
I'll share. So like this is really interesting because that we're doing it today, and then like yesterday my guides were telling me to like fast. But I think this is something going to be so powerful because it's literally like physical as well. Like I'm going to feel hungry, and like that is scaring me so much. And I know like I'm so scared to do it, but I know that it's going to just reset it all. So this is like a really powerful one for me because it's physical as well.
Yeah. And that's going to make it like integrate even deeper within you too. Yeah. I'm just going to show you how strong you really are.
Yeah.
And you're going to hear those voices maybe come in.
It already did.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. And then to continue just to be gentle on yourself during it. And know too, like this fear of around food and not having enough and being hungry, these are deep imprints because like our ancestors have starved to death.
Yeah.
Like we hold things around food where it's like, oh my gosh, can't get enough or need it. You know what I mean? And these stories aren't even ours, you know? So just bringing even more awareness and compassion to these stories that are from our ancestors that we're holding too. Yeah. And you're doing this work for everyone, all of it, reprogramming yourself.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, again, opening this up for any questions at all about anything. Do you want to get clear on your quantum leap, what that might look like? Anything you want to speak out and be witnessed?
I feel like I don't really have a question, but I really needed this class today, I think. And I'm so, like, kind of like Cindy was saying, like, it's awesome to now have the awareness of the shadows and how to get to the light. And like, even kind of what I was saying the other day was that I'm my own biggest sabotage. It's like I know what I want to do, and I know how I can get there, and I know that I'll be so much happier if I just take specific steps. But sometimes, I guess, out of like fear, instead of doing something, I just choose to do nothing. So
let's just like reframe this really quick for you. Let's not say that I am the one sabotage. Like, that's where we can play with these archetypes. That's not you. Because Bianca, who you are is pure light and love, abundant, whole, complete, infinite. That's who you are, right? This part of you is the saboteur. So let's automatically start associating these parts of us as these different energies. They're not you. They're programmed. So you can say, the saboteur has been coming through. It's been coming through and keeping me where I'm at, right? But that's not who you are.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for that. Yes, I need to definitely be mindful of like how I speak about certain things as well.
Good. And we're just reflecting for each other, and we're always like calling each other forward with the words that we use. And but if anything, it kind of, for me, it's really helped me in my journey the more I personify things outside of me. Because then it's like, it's not me, and it's easier for me then to allow it to let go, because I can look at it. So the more it's like, okay, I get an activation, I get a trigger, rather than it being like, oh, this is me, this is my reality. I like instantly like, whoop, okay, let me look at it. Okay, I'm gonna look at this now, right? And it can be like, oh my gosh, and it's like, oh, saboteur, I see you. I talk to it like that. Like sometimes if things come up where I want to do something and it's talking me out, I'm like, saboteur, I see you. I see you. I'm gonna do it, right? Yeah.
No, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys for showing up. Yeah, I personify everything, like so many things. Things that are not who I am, anything that is not in alignment with infinite abundance, radiance, health, whole, complete, like I try to personify it. Try to take it outside of me and look at it. Yeah. We'll do more of this work too on next week's call with money and abundance. Yeah. So I'd love to hear your guys' quantum leap, whether if you're getting clear on this now or if you want to share it in the WhatsApp group. But to me, like, this is just an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to take a massive quantum leap while you're held and so supported right now. Yeah, and it's going to look something different for every single person, different level of what that leap might be depending where you're at. And just know that you are so supported, you are so loved, you are so held, not just by us here in the physical, but from the non-physical, your guides and your angels. Everyone is just holding you as you take these beautiful quantum leaps and step more into your power, expand back more into who you truly are. We are all on this ascension roller coaster together. All right, guys. Well, I am going to end this call, and I am just sending you guys so much love. Let's take one last moment together. Just in gratitude. Yeah, if you just want to put your hands on your hearts, and let's just take a breath from our heart space and through your nose. Release. Just having gratitude for every single person here in this group, in this container, for showing up. And again, just having gratitude for yourself, having love and compassion, unconditional love and grace on yourself for doing this work. Being gentle on yourself, allowing all of this to integrate within yourselves. Take another clearing breath in and release. Knowing now, the deep work now begins once the call ends. You guys have all the support. You guys have tools moving forward. You're not in this alone. Sending you guys love. Looking forward to hearing what your quantum leap is and what you guys are going to do and committed to doing. we'll be sending this recording out in the PDFs as well, so you guys can go back and look at this and journal and integrate it even more. And then we have Orpheus's class on Friday. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Goodbye.